Estamos ao vivo aqui com Elena Haralabaki. I pronounced it very well. This is the pronunciation. I really don't know how to pronounce your name, but and Roberta Tavares, nossa special host. It's an honor. It's a really big honor to have you here, Elena. Thank you very much for accepting this invitation. And sorry for butchering your name with the pronunciation.
No worries. I should have another name, I think. It's not...
Isso for Brazilians.
Yes.
Elena,
very difficult, I know. We can find another name. Another brand, I don't know.
Elena is fine.
Yeah. And my simple solution is always like, Elena.
Elena is great.
Okay.
Guys, it's really, really a big pleasure to be here first, because you guys know Thiago, it's our partner in crime. He's like with me in all my culture adventures. He's the one I trust the most. We have a so similar mentality. And today is special. All the days for me are special when Thiago it's open the house for us, for me, for alphabetism. But today we're going to have the chance to talk with Elena. And Elena, for me, it's like, since I met her work, because I met the work before the human being. So when I met the work, I was shocked because it was so pure, it was so raw, it was so emotional. It was everything I was studying and looking the masters of photography. I was looking since Magnus, since Nat Geo. All my visual culture was screaming like, Elena, 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 because she was basically representing everything I love about photography, and not only the aesthetic and the technical side, but also this role of like social photographers right now. And then I met Elena in Portugal during Inspiration in Aveiro, and that was like such an amazing to see like that human being, so sweet, so smart, so intelligent, and so beautiful. The way she described her work, the way like she present herself, so generous. All the Brazilians, all the Portuguese people, everyone connected and linked to Elena immediately, because she was like, we are always saying like, Elena, the beauty of Elena and the talent of Elena, it's so much. It's like we got really mesmerized, because I always say like what Elena has is beautiful as people is beautiful, she has in the shape of talent. And she's so talented, and that's like even bigger than her beauty or her smile or everything. So Elena, thank you so much for being here, especially in this Inspiration Nominees special here today with Thiago.
What can I say, Roberta? Thank you for all these kind words. It was my pleasure. It is my pleasure to be here with you. It's my honor, really. What can I say for the words you said for me? Really, I'm shocked. I want you for my clients. Can you please come with me and say all these things?
Guys, I have this is great, Elena, because I want to kidnap you to Brazil. So, like, I think we have a plan here. We can make this happen. Like,
oh, yeah.
Imagine Elena in Brazil, guys. Like, what would it be, right? If like she's so welcoming and warm, like she really represents for me the best in the Brazil culture. I think it's the Greeks, the Greek side. It's so also like us, right? Like we are
similar. We are similar. Yeah. I think yes.
That's great.
I feel the same. I felt the same in Portugal with you. I felt like I was with my friends there. I was all alone, and I was thinking that I'm not alone. I'm with my best friends. Really, it was an amazing week with you. Really, Roberta.
Nossa, me too, Elena. I really, and I wish, like in this inspiration, people can watch this and see the amazing person you are, because you truly are. For me, you are a champion in all the aspects. And Thiago, beginning of the before you
I
jump
want
to
to
the
make you one
questions.
question. I make you one question, and for me is the question that matters most. I see truly what Roberta said about your work. It's all what I see also. The very it's very elegant. It's very you show a care for every detail, and not the technical details, but also for the stories that you told, that you make of your photographies and your collections. Why you do what you do?
Why?
What are you passionate about photography? What makes you do the beautiful things you do?
Well, for me, maybe it's photography is the exact expression of who you are, and for me, it's curiosity. It's a passion. It's not just a job. I really enjoy what I do, and I want to express myself, even if I photograph a wedding or something else. I really enjoy it. I don't know if it is good. I don't do it to tell me that it is good. I just enjoy what I do, and I try to learn more and more, and develop my skills and my mind, especially not my techniques. I try to see art everywhere, and I think that I really enjoy it. And this is the result. This is who I am. This is it. Yes.
Perfect.
In Elena.
Yes, it's curiosity. It's a tool of photography. It's is a tool of learning the world and yourself at the same time, and this is amazing for me.
No, Elena, and now like not just like taking the opportunity that Thiago just opened that door. Another thing that I want to ask you, like, because for me, my opinion, I'm not sure that everyone else's opinion. For me, a good photographer, it's a good photographer. For me, like a good photograph, it's a good photograph because I think the photographers are thinking the same fundament, same aspect, same basis, and it's amazing to see that all the photographers are connected to the same elements, the way that they can translate that interpretation, like with a story of light, with composition, and all of that. My question to you, it's like I feel that about you. And so like if I need to describe you, I would say like Elena, it's such an amazing photographer. And I wouldn't say like Elena, it's amazing wedding photographer. But I want to see how do you feel about it? Like, do you feel it's dangerous to put yourself in a box? Like for yourself, for example, you like that people relate to you as a photographer because you are, of course, photographing a lot of weddings, and you know you because of that. So thanks God there is the weddings for you to photograph that. But I think if you're photographing a war, if you're photographing a historical event, if you're photographing the streets of Greece, I think you'd be the same. You wouldn't be changing because. So, like, how you feel about this? Like, you think you look at yourself as a photographer, you afraid of these labors, or it's wedding really your.
Yes, for me, photography is photography. It doesn't matter what you shoot. I think that what matters is how you feel when you photograph something. And it's very important that you say this thing because you know that we are not only wedding photographers. We can photograph and other things. It's just our job. We earn money from it, but we love it. Of course, we love it. And in the beginning, because I studied photography at the university and I have done many studies, I didn't want to be a wedding photographer. I was thinking that it wasn't so artistic for me. I couldn't believe it. So I tried other kinds of photography, and I didn't like that so much. And when I started wedding photography, I said, this is it for me. I changed my mind. It doesn't matter what you photograph. Photography is photography.
Yeah, that's
For
exactly
me.
right. And we feel like you really need to, for example, Elena, I think you have such an eye to see all these situations and these layers coming together that you do great. You're gonna talk about this when you show here your work, but I always feel that you so connect, even if you don't know the person so well. I can feel you're really human orientated person. It's really humane like this.
It's about people. It's
Yeah.
not about
That's
photography.
why I think wedding really speaks up to you so much and can
Yes.
show so much of Elena, no, Chad? And,
Yeah.
and I'm happy these couples, they have you to do that because it's such.
Uh, you know, I don't know. When I photograph those people at weddings, I am part of them. I participate, you know, to their moments. And imagine that sometimes I can't keep my tears. I when I see something so emotional, I cry.
Good.
they're
Really,
they're they're
Me
they are
too.
their
Me too.
special moments. They are it's you know, historical moments. You photograph people, and it is such emotional. So I feel the same. I'm part of them. It's not just a photograph.
and it's so artistic too, like Thiago, because it's emotional and it's artistic. I always have this tendency to think that when people it's so artistic, like you, in whatever you do, and also it's so emotional. They come also from other arts like literature, like cinema, like because it seems people that it's always engaging themselves with all this experience. And I could see you like reading a book and laughing or crying in the book in the cinema. I can feel you like cry when the the fairy tale happens, and that's great, Elena.
Thank you.
And it's a good question too. What is the other references you put on your work, like cinema and movies and series and books? What other things you consume to get your work done?
I love cinema. I love movies. I love Hollywood. I wish I could do just a little thing from Hollywood. I love the lighting and everything, but of course we don't have the time to do many things at weddings. But I get inspired from movies. I love this cinematic light. And I love art generally. I like paintings. I get inspired from art. I think from everything, from my everyday life. You know,
Wow, Elena,
I think that photographers, we are strange people. We see the world in a different way. We
that's
see
true.
shadows and frames everywhere.
I was
I'm
going to
totally
ask you
agree.
this.
I'm totally agree.
Yeah, I was going to ask you this, Elena, that when you see like a scene of a film or a painting or like life happening in front of you, if you always think like, oh my God, if I have a camera right now, this is so perfect. Or even when you walk on the street and the light, it's giving that amazing cut and you have shadows and
This happens all the time. I have the same problem, and I can't follow the script sometimes. I watch a movie and I can't follow the script. I see the lighting and I say, oh my God, let's pause and see what is going on there. The lighting and the frame and everything. And I can't understand the movie at
and
the
have
end.
to rewind to understand what they're saying.
yeah. Now you know how you feel when you look at your photos, Elena. That's exactly our feeling when you're seeing your photos. Oh my gosh, like, wait a minute, let's gonna concentrate for a moment here. But amazing, amazing. Chiva, let's gonna show the photos of.
Ok. This, acho que eu vou falar em português, acho que é melhor para apresentar para a galera, né? Esse aqui é o perfil da Helena na Inspiration. E aqui, né, como a gente fez com o Anderson, a gente tem o resumo, né, da história da Helena no Inspiration, né? Então ela é membro há quase 2 anos, tem 6 awards esse ano, 13 no total, 3 Best Collections, que são maravilhosas, e 4 indicações para o Golden Lens. Então, ano passado ela foi indicada a fotógrafa revelação do ano, e teve meu voto, obviamente. E a coleção do ano, o Wedding Collection of the Year. E esse ano ela está como fotógrafa internacional do ano e, de novo, coleção do ano. E eu acho que é legal, Rô, falar das coleções também, né? A gente pegar um tempinho para falar das coleções, que são maravilhosas, e eu queria que vocês falassem um pouquinho da curadoria sobre Best Collections também. Mas vamos começar aqui com as fotos. E aí as fotos é aquele esquema, né, que a gente já viu. As fotos que tem o selinho, né? O selinho branco, elas são menções honrosas, o selinho preto são prêmios.
Isso. E agora vamos rolling the photos. While Thiago is rolling the photos and showing you guys, I like Elena. It's always object for my studies, so I know all the images basically. I study a lot with her, but Elena, the first point that I'm always like shocked in a good way, it's how you use composition and how you use also the decisive moment, the definitive moment. And I'm not sure how you feel about the decisive moment. That's I'm gonna ask you, but always looks to me that you're like a voyeur, that you're observer, and next thing you know, it's almost like you're in a trance when everything comes together. And I'm not sure how trained you are to anticipate these moments, but look to me that you have the art of anticipation, that you can read the scene like all the time. But I want even ask you, because some photographers like from Magnum, they say like they can feel even the word shake, they can feel the cells because they know it when they're looking on the viewfinder. So another ones like are so intense mode, so intention that when it happens, it's almost adrenalized like so much. And you that you're doing weddings all the time, and all the time things happen chaotic and like fast and happen once, just one time at once. Like how you feel about this? You always work like more discreet, they're not like realizing you're there. You try to be like flying on the wall that no one's. How work for you like in the moment in the wedding, for example, in this. Thiago, I think you can be passengers for.
When there is chaos, I try to find my subject. There is always a protagonist for me, and I focus on that. And then I try to have a good composition. And if something happens, I have it. I have the composition. I have my protagonist. And sometimes maybe it's not perfect, but I want that moment. I'm really I have patience to wait with my camera for the great moment, to capture the great moment, and I try to find my the best composition. It's not easy sometimes, but I think it's not so important if we get the moment, the great moment.
Yeah, and Elena, it's for me, it's really also another thing that I think is surprising about you, that you see now, I think you see the word in layers. all your photos are really sophisticated composition. It's not like just focus on emotion. It could be because some people does this greatly, focus on emotion. You always like focus on the emotion, but everything around it's like framing so perfectly, like this. And it's so weird because sometimes when you want to put so much layers, it became to be distractions. But in your case, every layer it's having a block of information, having like a relevance to the main fact, to the main thing. This is such a great talent as
Thank you
a.
so much. I try for this. I see it. I try to do it. And sometimes I'm lucky.
No, you look alike all the time. So you're walking
You
with
should
the
play on
luck
the
in your head.
lottery. You should play on the lottery with all that luck.
Okay, okay.
And I also.
But I also want to add that your layers also talk to each other. One make context to another. It's not chaotic. It's very elegant. Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
Thank you
and
so much.
Elena, another thing, like when you go photograph, example, this here for me it's perfect because it has everything to go wrong because it's so much elements in that one of the mirror that the with the objects and things like that. So when you go to a wedding, you first go to the venue to know how it's the house, where she's gonna be prepared, the the bride, where the groom is gonna be preparing himself. You study first the venues to know how you're gonna position yourself, which kind of lens you're gonna use, how it's gonna be your frame, and it's just like right on the moment you try to adjust to, because that one was like a photo that probably 99% of the photographers would fail to that photo, that it was the little girls on the window and is like this, because has so much information. So for the photographer goes wrong here and do a photo that it's not that good, in your case it's excellent, but immediately you make the options. I think I'm not sure if you're doing conscious or unconscious, but the options you did right. Everything that you see in this photo, it's this in the relation of this, the little girls, and all the other things, the other aspect, the environment became like to be not noise, but really part of the frame. Like so, like when you're in this kind of situation, you look first for the venue, so you get there and you, because you take decisions really fast to make work. Like
No, no, I don't know anything. You know that. I can't go to the venues and to the hotels because I live in Athens, and most of the times I travel to an island for a wedding. So I don't have time to see where is it's going to happen, the wedding. I try to do the right to make the right decisions, and I don't want to say anything to the couples that I don't like, or I don't like the venue, or I don't want you to be there. Please sit to the other side. I try to be there for them and not disturb, and do whatever I can do. Even if I don't have the right lighting from the window, for example, I put a flash, an off-camera flash, and that's okay. I don't want to make any problem to disturb or say that I don't like something.
that's beautiful, Elena. And the expressions, we see you really fascinated about also expressions. That's with animals, that's with people. You're always fascinated by expressions, and you always get right when it's always a sense of human or a drama, or but it's a lot of fun too. It's emotional, but it's also a lot of fun. It's a great way to do a narrative that
I
you can
like
make people
funny
smile.
photos
You
a
can
lot.
make people it's really surprising. That is this unexpected effect that in you works like you always look for the unexpected thing, right? Like here, for example, like how did you manage to make everything right? You and I see you love animals too, and you work so well.
Yes,
Like waiting, it looked like you have a lot of patience.
yes, I have. I have patience. I have patience generally.
Yeah, I can see
Yes.
that.
I see so much of Elliot Erwitt on your work, on the sense of humor.
Thank you. Yes,
Especially
I love funny moments. I want an impact from a photo, not just a photo, a boring photo. Okay, it's a posed photo, but I wait for something sometimes, for something unexpected.
and like Elena, in this case, for example, of the donkey there, the dunk. For example, you get in the couple hire you to do the pro-wedding section. So you already had this idea, like I'm gonna making this photo because this duck means something. Oh, you get that in the place and you saw the duck and said, "Wow, that's gonna be a good photo." Like you when it's the pro-wedding, not the shooting with the couple, you think before about like the situations, or again when you get there it's like, oh my god, this dunk it's gonna be perfect in the first layer.
Yes. Well, we are in Santorini, and there are many donkeys there. So I just saw it and tell them, oh, what an adorable donkey. Please just take a different photo if you want. And of course, we have many safe photos with both of them, you know, their portraits and everything. And I just saw this donkey and I couldn't stop, you know. You know how much I love animals. And I always find
Yeah,
an animal. I don't know how this is happening. I always find an animal at weddings or anywhere.
that's
Very
amazing.
lucky.
Yes,
I
again.
lucky. I just want to say that there's another Greek on the room. Costas Petsas is here.
Oh, of course.
Really?
It's like from the family, Brazilian
Costas
family.
is on the chat. The Greek man
Costas,
is back.
we love you.
Missing you,
Oh,
my
Where are you?
friend.
Costas, I think Costas just knew the true meaning of love when he came to Brazil, because he
Yeah.
was so loved. I never saw someone get so much shower of love and Costas. I think he's probably changed his passport. He's getting coming to Brazil, maybe
He's
becoming
moving
a
to
Brazilian.
Brazil. And I think you, I
Next
think
time.
you,
Next time I'll come with Costas.
Oh my
please,
God,
please come,
Elena in
come.
Brazil, it's gonna be amazing. And like now let's gonna jump this one too. And Elena, how did you think about that's great because that's the next question. How do
Mhm.
you think about your narrative tunes? Like you have black and white, you have color, and I think we can have both. We can have whatever. There is no right and wrong, but how you decide what it's the not the way that that story or that fraction of experience it's gonna be better interpreted by color or by white and black and white. You decide this when you're shooting, or decide this when you're editing the work.
No, no, only at the editing I do it. But I love black and white because
I can see.
I
I
don't.
don't.
Yes, I don't know why. I sometimes I say no, not again, black and white, not again, and then all my photos are in black and white because especially with the moments, photos with moments. I don't want distractions from color. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm totally at
That's
the moment. I see the moment. But if I have a nice color, like here, the blue,
Yeah.
I can't do it black and white. But I think it
You,
would be better now that I see this photo.
we are
It could
loving
be, it could be
Elena.
a
And,
great black and white this photo, but
Yes.
this blue is beautiful.
Yes.
and, and like Elena, that's beautiful because Nikos Economopoulos also, nah, he's Greek and he's from Magna. He has the same thinking than you. He's like, I'm seeing the word black and white, but sometimes the color became like a really part of what this story it's about. And for us, especially in our like visual mentality, if you come into our imagery, we can see the blue, and the blue talks so much about like the Mediterranean and it's always monochromatic. I notice it like you really perfectionist when it comes to colors. You never introduce colors if colors are not really great. That's why I think it's really great shot too, and the colors really old be. And I love her. Gives her a lot of highlight here. The human. I'm not sure it's the mother looking at you. Is straight.
The mother.
Yeah, I love
Yes.
that, and that gives a lot of power because of the blue, because she just shine like in this dark and the contrast and everything. So like beautiful work. Thiago, some another question about this is amazing. This is another level. This is like coming for a dream. Like
Yeah.
it's epic. It's like Elena, and your clients, for example, do they like this kind of photos? Because everyone has this inclination to think that when you're artistic, you can scare your clients because your clients not going to understand how artistic is. They don't have like literacy, visual literacy, so they can be like a little bit like, oh, what is this? Why it's shaking? Why it's blur? Why it's, but all the time I look at this, maybe because of my background, I just see art. They think it's like I never saw that before. Now, like all the time I see a wedding and dress picture, I always gonna remember that Elena did that photo. Like for me, changed everything I saw until this moment about wedding dresses. It's a great way to break the stereotype too.
Yeah,
It-
and I should add that very often we we put our blames on our clients for being boring, and I think you are brave enough to not do that.
it's
Yeah, yeah,
difficult. Couples many times cannot understand uh, this kind of photographs. Uh, they don't know about photography, so we have to take the normal photos sometimes. You know, they have everything. They have portraits, they have moments, and some artistic photos. I think it's be great for them to have them. So why not? It's not. We can't photograph all the wedding like this. It's not possible, I think. So why not to get everything? Portraits, moments, artistic photos, and I think they love the result at the end.
yeah. It's perfect.
Uh,
And like
yes, but
Elena,
they cannot understand it. They cannot. I remember once I had my favorite photo. It was black and white then. Again, we couldn't see the face of the bride, and I was very happy for this photo. I was only so happy. The bride didn't understand.
yeah,
Yes,
some people
it
that
was.
yeah,
It was only for me, I think, this photo.
yeah, in this group, I'm always saying, Elena, that like people that didn't have the training you have to interpret thoughts and to feel photos in this level, like, wow, this is so different. This is so unique. Like, but people doesn't know the clients. I always think if we talk, if you begin the conversation, like why this is special, why this is the only dress, photo of the dress, the wedding dress that this person you have ever gonna have it. I think change a little bit. I think the feeling, because for me, for example, my God, to know like this. that I saw so many white dress photos, and I have this one. For me, it's like a piece of art, and it's so. That's why I'm gonna ask you, like, when you're photographing the bride and getting prepared, all this the chapters of the wedding that everyone knows, like and everyone associate immediately to all the saturation of photos we've been, of course, dealing with in the market. When you see exactly the bride getting ready, when you see the photo of the wedding dress, like you or yourself, you feel like, oh my God, I really need to give my statement here, and you really need to give because you're happy to do the same photos over and over and over again. Like you go, oh my God, now I'm gonna take the photo of she's getting ready, the brush going to the hair, or that's for me, since you're always trying to do something different, like you're not programming yourself to do the same thing over and over.
I really try, Roberta. I'm there for them for the best. I want them happy. I want to be happy also. I try to take nice photos, great photos for them, and I
Really
enjoy it.
Very, very creative, Elena. Very, very
Thank
creative. How you think light and put the dress. And when you do these things, Elena, you tell them, like, I'm gonna do a photo of a dress that it's gonna be, or you just show off the results, like, because you
you
have
mean
amazing ideas. Like the dress, you told the bride, like, I'm gonna do a photo of the dress that it's gonna be talking. It's gonna be doing this dialogue with the meters. It's gonna be you passing, and
this is a post photo?
Mhm.
This one. We
Yeah.
are inside the bathroom, and I saw these mirrors. We had enough time, so I said to her, "Can you please come to take a different photo? We have enough time." It's a post photo, of course, and it was easy. I just saw the mirrors and the light. The light is coming from the door.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Yes.
Elena. Ah, it's so used for you, Elena. I'm like,
It's easy, very easy.
that one too. That was probably so.
Yeah. The 700
Here I
layers
was
on the
very lucky.
picture was easy.
They were crying, and I was very. It was a great moment for them.
This is
And
amazing. I
yes,
think your choice should be right with the violin guy. And again, should be expecting that all the layers would like speak up together today's. That was like really brilliant.
it
Like,
was
and
special
it was
moment,
fast.
very emotional. And I wanted to show the violin somehow because they were singing. I
That's
didn't
right.
want to show you only the tears because something
And
is happening.
yeah.
Yeah,
And did
there's
you
the
know
entire story.
she would begin to sing, Elena? Did you know in the moment that she was going to sing? Or it
No,
was
no,
surprise to you?
no, I didn't know anything. I was
Beautiful.
surprised. It was a great moment.
And you were crying too.
Yes, I was crying also with them.
Awesome. This is also. You also do your own processing and edition, or you
Post-processing.
have like a system? You do everything, Elena. You shoot, you do the retouching, you do the
Not
edit.
alone. I have an assistant. I have Dimitrios Kondos, who is also a second shooter most of the times. And I think we are a great team. We are together. We are always together.
It's a lot of pressure to work with you, Elena, because you're so perfectionist. Probably your assistant's one of the best in Greece for sure to look
He is
up for
great.
this
We
kind
can
of.
communicate with the eyes. He's great, and he's a great photographer.
Yeah, and Elena, what about this? When you begin your career, were you the second photographer, the assistant for other more experienced photographers, or you already became the first photographer? Like,
I was always a great photographer, a master, and no, I was the girl for the coffee. In the beginning, I worked for a studio, and it wasn't a good experience for me in the beginning because I was asked to do coffees most of the times.
oh,
Yes,
that
I didn't
talent!
like it,
Like
but
pressing
I
them.
had, my eyes and my ears open to see everything, what happens there, and I learned a lot.
Yeah, and tell the truth. When you're doing the university for visual arts and photography, were you the big star of the group? I think you were. You were like the golden star of the group, or you already have something so natural that your teachers would say like, "Oh, Elena, you have something special. Elena, you need to be a photographer. You're born. You came to this world." Tell the truth, Elena. I want to
It
know.
was strange because
I think
I
Elena.
lost you. Can you hear me?
You back? You back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm back. Well, I remember that my teachers, some of my teachers, told me that I didn't work a lot, and I had a great result at the end. I had very nice photos, and yes, I worked only for one day before the deadline, and I had very nice photos, and it was strange.
So it was
That's
natural. Basically, it's your instincts. Also your reaction. You have such a strong base reaction decision. So that it's amazing. It's so instinctive.
I don't
Like,
know. I don't know if there is talent. I'm not sure about that because afterwards, after the university, I think I worked a lot uh, in photography. I'm not sure that I think that anyone can do it.
oh my God. And
This,
like, and
this is my
Elena, you
opinion, Roberta.
It's very you study very much.
you did.
Yes.
And you are prepared.
And I
You
think you
you have
yeah,
visual
education.
yeah, is that's it, visual education. You have a lot of references. Then this become easy to have all the luck you have.
And I think you're really a perfectionist, and also you really like not putting yourself to be the best version of yourself. That's amazing. I mean, I always seen you like really pushing yourself. I never saw something lazy about you, or it means like you shooting in your best, you creating your best, you editing your best. It's a lot of, I think you always like pushing. And Elena, we had a talk like 2 days ago with Alicia Glaviano, that it's the brand visual director for Vogue Italia. And she said exactly what you said, that instincts come from kinology. And I
Knowledge.
really agree.
Yes.
She would love to see to hear this conversation today.
We have that moment again. The question from Antonio.
Oh my God, Antonio, you're gonna love Antonio, Elena. Antonio, he's from Cabo Verde. Maybe he can come
Hello.
here and sing for you. And he's amazing photographer too, but he amazing human being, and he has the best questions, like always.
and,
So
and and he
Okay.
always shoots his questions on the very end of the live stream.
but
But
like everyone fall
there,
in love.
yeah, and he says
Oh,
your
that's
photography
beautiful.
have beautiful movements.
Yes.
If your photography was a musical genre, what would will be?
Yes,
I didn't hear you, Thiago. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Can you? Yes.
Rô,
Could you repeat it?
acho que você vai falar melhor, Rô.
Oh, Antonio is saying like your photography has a lot of dancing flow movements, and it's beautiful. And if your photography was a music style, what music style that would be?
Music style. Antonio, you have amazing questions.
He always put people in that chair, like, oh my god, let's gonna think about this one for a moment.
I don't know, maybe house. I don't know, something like this, something powerful, dynamic I want.
Wow.
Wow, Elena, that was really surprising.
I love parties, that's why.
About Beethoven and
no,
yeah, I didn't expect
not so
that.
classical music. Something dynamic, I think.
Exactly.
Not
Wait to hear
or...
Antonio here play for you. Antonio's gonna play for Elena today. You're gonna put him like alive there. He's gonna play for you a new music style that it's gonna be like your favorite.
Costas is saying samba.
Samba, Costas, yes, samba.
Okay. Costas, wait a minute, because Antonio it's on the house. He's like preparing
love this guy.
But I want to see samba from Costas. I want to dance with him. Okay, Costas?
Exactly.
Next time.
Samba is a very nice
Costa was really hard to dance.
Samba dancer.
Oh, Thiago, no, Costa has talent to dance. The only problem, like last time I saw him, it was in the Goldlands, so it was hard for him to dance with 4 statues in his arms. He was in 4 statues, so it was really challenge for Costa to be dancing with so many prizes.
Oh my God, I lost it.
I remember the time when we left the party. You, me, Costas, and Adriana on that Uber.
Yeah, that's true. I thought like
Costas
is gonna have a big problem. A lot of problem in the airport for sure. How many shoes are you gonna need to give to us? But okay, coming back to Elena and samba. Let's gonna samba some steps here.
I just want to show one
collection.
One of the best collections. Yeah.
Very Elena, with the collection, it's great because we want to know how you do your curation for like 20 photos to speak up the story and the best of you too as a photographer and an interpretation too.
How I didn't understand, Robert. How do I collect?
Curate, how you curate your work? Like I bet like you have amazing like 300 photos. How you put 20 photos together to make like sense, should be powerful, and to also give like hints like of your personality as a photographer, like photographing these weddings, because there is a lot of personality, emotion in your photographs, and it looks like you really pick always the really important parts of the wedding without being boring. So in 20 photos should reduce. It's an amazing talent to Elena, and I think you can tell stories. You're a storyteller in 20 photos, really, really strong too. So I want to see how it works for you. How you first select the photos, how you like thinking on the story, if you do chronologically, or you just focus on a moment that was more special.
I think it's difficult to select photos, the great photos. I think it has the same difficulty as taking a great photo. So I see all of my photos when I edit them, and I try to feel something. The great photo makes an impact, which is happening instantly. So you say this is it, and then you see the composition and the angle and the light. But the first thing is this impact. I try to find photos that have something to say to the viewer, to me, without thinking too much.
That's great, Elena.
And then I see if the composition is right, the light, if it's great. Yes, this is how I do it. But it's difficult. You have to see all those photos and select some of them, the greatest.
And Elena, about your friendship, I like because you're always exploring new angles, new perspectives. So I believe you're moving a lot because it's happened so fast. But at the same point, we have this perspective here. You have you holding the camera on the from down to up. So it's really you always working so much. You move a lot in the wedding, right?
Yes, I try to be in a good shape, because I run a lot, and the next day of the wedding, I have pain everywhere.
No, Elena, I was going to ask.
I wear very, very good shoes in order to move very fast, but I love it. It's
and the angles are amazing.
I really enjoy it to have different angles. It's strange even for me to have a different angle, to see how it's going to capture this moment in a different way, because we don't see it in normal life like this.
Wow, and the first one, Thiago, it's one of my favorites that it was there on this one too, the Richard, it's one of my, this one too, Justin. And that one you already showed, yeah, that's it. And Elena, another question, when you're working, and because now let's face it, you're super beautiful, you have the beauty, and you're extremely empathetic and sweet and a nice person, like, during the weddings, you got like a lot of harassment and the fall over, nah? The guest, or you need to. It's inconvenient for you sometimes, like how people are trying to flirt with you, or that happens a lot.
No,
I believe that.
They can't catch me. They can't. I run a lot, so.
I do like karate, I do like jiu-jitsu. Your card is like, hello, I'm a photographer, but also I'm a jiu-jitsu champion. I'm also a karate master.
I can't hear anything. I'm in my world with my camera, so I don't hear this kind of things. Because I will have problem with my boyfriend afterwards. So
Yes, guys, okay. Hope it's done right now.
No, there is no boyfriend.
Okay, all the guys here can leave right now because it's not going to happen. She has a boyfriend.
But you never know in the future. Maybe someday we'll be all alone.
Maybe you guys can come back.
Yes, Roberta. I don't want to lose them all.
Yeah. Okay.
I want more fun.
This is beautiful, Elena. Oh, Muse, the inspiration, Muse, Elena. That's beautiful, the way you think about also singing it and the control light. I love like the way you think about a light all the time, Elena. You really great reading. Look, this is super chaotic too, and you made work. That's why.
This is the photo I told you before, because the previous one, the previous, no, the other one, the other, with the bride, with the black and white, that we can't see the bride very well.
Yeah.
The other one, next one is maybe. No.
This is beautiful. Then I
can't find.
What is it? It was one that she was here.
One.
That was the lights.
The artistic one, the black and white.
Yeah,
No?
I remember there was the here in the
Yes.
light arrangements on the ground. It was like white.
Yes. But the bride
Oh,
couldn't understand this
this
photo.
one,
She said,
this
"Oh
one.
my
I
God, I
love this
can't
one.
see my face."
Oh my God, Lena, that was like
Wow,
really beautiful.
amazing,
That looks like a yeah. That needs to go to the wall. It's not
amazing.
already broke the rules of like image. It's so much more. It's standing so much like that a piece of art for sure. So in the end
Yes.
of the day, I think I'm gonna call you visual artist. It's way more a description about what you do and who you are, Elena.
Thank you so much.
That's great. I love that one too. You already knowing that she would be you pay attention to her too, right? The one before that she's laughing, Chag. I love that one. This one. Like I saw Elena was already pay attention to her. She knew that would come eventually, right? That was amazing, amazing. And I ever think you direct the eyes like so smooth too. That's why I think like there is so much chaos, but the way you direct the light, that I think it's your biggest gun and superpower. That it's how to read the light and direct the eyes. Even in the simple, the sophisticated, the complicated, we always tend to be focused exactly on what you looking. It really looks like we are being the photographers because you so give us the perspective of a photographer right there.
Thank you, Roberta. It means a lot to me because these words are from you, and it's important. I know that you know about photography.
Yes, Elena, and for
So
me,
thank you so much.
the way I talk about your work, I would talk about a Magnum photographer work because the fundamentals, the basics of the documentary language, you have it. They have it. All the great photographers I'm working right now too in the alphabetism and I'm dealing. They have it too. And when they expose this and defend this, it's like really make me really excited and happy. I'm so happy to be here today to do this conversation. And
Thank
Elena,
you so much.
another question, like when you have students or your workshops, what's like you think the most precious advice for the younger generation, like for the especially dealing with wedding photographers?
I should say to them to try to find their own style and
Yeah.
path in photography. I think that this is the most important. Uh, because if you want to enjoy this job, uh, you have to find your own style to express yourself. Uh, yes, I think this is the most important. And don't copy other photographers. Try to see to watch movies, to see photographers, generally photographers, wedding photographers, street photographers, fine art, portraits, everything. And then try to find your own path in photography. This is the most important for me. This is what I try to do.
Yeah, because I always think this true, Elena, that in wedding, when you're doing a wedding, the photographer, it can be a photographer, good photographer is a good photographer. He has like the possibility to do everything like that. That basically it's like building the skeleton of photography. He can do the portraits. He can do the documentary observer style. They can do. It's a chance to also explore all these styles, and that's why I love like wedding in itself, because wedding itself it's like so
It's
many that.
everything. All the styles and the photography is where it's in the wedding, and with
Yeah,
time pressure and moment pressure and all the pressure,
in
and
time,
Under pressure, always.
all the pressure
always,
of all.
always.
Always.
And Elena, You also doing like when you're not doing weddings, you doing like personal work, or you doing also like family work, like labor, uh,
I love street photography.
street
Uh,
photography.
yes, I
That's
love it
super
so
you.
much. But it's difficult here in Athens, in Greece. I don't know what it's. Maybe on the islands it's easier to do it, but in Athens it's not so easy to go out and take photos on the streets. And I can't do it, so I try to travel a lot and do street photography.
No, because
This is
you
my
have.
favorite. I love street photographers.
No, we can see it because you
Yeah,
photographing wedding like you're a
that is,
street photographer too.
there is no
That's
Oh,
surprise
amazing
in
because
that.
you're there. Like
this is
you
great.
really using the wedding event to do that. And Elena, now the other questions, because in Brazil it's getting really more strong now, the documentary family photography. It's really getting like really way more powerful, way more like now they develop a lot too, they style. And when I see your photos too, I'm not sure if you ever done, but documenting labor uh, in US, in Americans say labor when the girl
Birth,
is gonna
birth photography.
birth. Yeah, I'm
You
not
mean
sure if you have it done, but I can see you'd be like really also doing a great job because your reaction sense it's so fast. Like
I love this kind of photography, but we don't have it here. People don't hire photographers for something like that. Unfortunately, I really love it.
because so
Uh,
chaotic too. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god, Elena, it's gonna kill it too.
I would really, I try to do it. I suggest some couples to do it with their babies and their families, but they cannot understand. They want post photos, more
Yeah.
traditional photos.
Yeah.
Yes,
We have to educate our clients
yes,
on this kind of photography. It's not for everyone. It's a lot of clients want they portraits and
yes.
perfect and posed and smile.
You know the
It's very
babies, the
difficult.
post photos with the
Yeah.
babies. You
Yeah,
know those photos. Yes, they cannot understand.
they
They want
really
this one, and I don't like this one.
yeah,
For
and
me, it's boring.
and I think in Brazil they had like the same challenge, but it's like really finally it's getting. I hope that's
Getting
gonna
there.
happen this year, because in
I
Brazil
hope
it took
so.
a long time to be in the level that it is right now. You can see by inspiration, the family photographers for inspiration. Holy, I'm
Yes,
like,
I love them.
yeah, and
I
like,
love
okay,
the.
and Elena,
I saw
how?
some other photos from inspiration photographers from the birth,
Yeah, the
the,
pregnant.
the pregnancy, and all those photos. They are amazing photos, but
So
we don't have it here.
yeah, I hope it can get
Yes,
there and can be changed the market there, because for sure you'd be the one that everyone would call for that, right? And
I
Elena,
would love
how
to see
do you
a
feel
documentary
getting
family from Elena.
used to people? I just want to say you have a private conversation, and Elena, really it's count on your votes for if you want Elena in Brazil, you really need to show up and vote. Vote,
Vote
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 for
because
me.
Elena.
Only me, please.
Elena, if you want Elena to
Oh,
be in Brazil, samba with us in
yes,
Godlands, please
I, I
look
do
your
everything
photos
you
to
want.
tell me.
Vote for the Greeks, Costas and Elena.
Costas and me only.
Exactly. Costas, I want your help there. You're like a great assessor.
Costas
Like,
has
public
many
relations.
friends there,
Yeah,
And
Costas
so
next,
is
I
a
want
great.
his help.
Yeah,
and
that's
Costas
right.
will be in a live with me also soon. I
That's
hope,
great.
Costas.
I didn't, Costas,
Don't take personal, but Elena.
and I want him to dance, to
Who,
Yeah,
teach him to
Costas?
dance.
sure. Sure, Costas.
Oh, Thiago.
Costas.
Costas,
I
from,
don't know.
yeah.
I don't
I
know.
was already almost leaving to dance for Elena. I was like, whatever Elena wants, Elena gets. Então,
Yeah.
okay, Elena, I think that's all. That was amazing. That was so fast. I see it's already 1 hour and 4 minutes. Elena, thank you so much. That was amazing way to begin in my Thursday here in US. You and Thiago, always amazing. It was a great. I hope we can talk more soon.
Thank you. It was my pleasure, really, my honor. I wish I could meet you, but I'm sure we meet again very soon. I'm sure. You have to come in Greece.
That's true. Maybe that's the solution.
That's it. Let's all go to Greece.
Thank you for the support. Thank you, my friends, for voting me. Vote me.
Please,
only.
guys.
Many kisses and hugs. And I wish you to have a Merry Christmas and be safe and take care and think positive always.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you, Elena. Thank you so much. You are an inspiration for me, and it was a big honor to have you here. Thank you. And Merry Christmas.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas.
Obrigado, gente. Obrigado a todo mundo que acompanhou, todo mundo que vai ver depois. Para quem tem dificuldade com o inglês, provavelmente o YouTube vai colocar legenda automática em algum momento. Então, eu vou descobrir como faz isso, depois eu conto. Beijo, gente. Thank you everyone. Bye.
Bye.